You know what happens when you compromise and then finally get an opportunity to preach the gospel? Having compromised and sinned against God, you know what, if you preach the gospel, even if you compromise and get an opportunity to eventually preach the gospel, some are going to mock you, some will hear you further, and some will believe. You know what happens when you don't compromise and God opens an opportunity for you to preach the gospel? Some will mock you, some will listen to you further, and some will believe. So why bother compromising in the first place? Amen. Compromising is not going to save anyone. Paul says, I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, because it is the power of God unto salvation for all those who believe, the Jew first and also the Greek. What's the power of God unto salvation? And that is the ultimate question. Now we get to the heart of the issue. We think that the power of God unto salvation is popularity in the culture. We believe that what God really needs is for us to be powerful and popular so that God can use our name to get the gospel out. That's why we get so inflamed and enraptured when we find out that some popular or powerful person is a Christian. Did you hear that so-and-so was a Christian? No. Well, he is. Okay. But do you realize how popular and how powerful he is and how God can use his name and his platform? Stop right there. God already has a name that is above every name, the name at which every knee will bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth. And every tongue will confess that he is Lord to the glory of God the Father. If God already has the name that's above every name, what makes you think he needs yours? What I'm saying to you is enough already of this belief that somehow you have to manipulate and satisfy the world in order to get into a position where God can use you. Because the fact of the matter is, God's bigger than that. If you think you need the right credential, your God is not big enough. God uses the weak things of the world, the despised things of the world. Pursue excellence in everything that you do. And even as you pursue excellence, make this your prayer: God, make me a weak thing. The Apostle Paul was one of the most educated men of his day, of any day for that matter. He was more educated and better educated than just about anyone who was listening to him on this day. Yet he did not stand up and tout his education. He stood up and made much of God. And he did so without compromise. And my prayer for you is that you would do that. That you would take these formative years and dig deep roots. That you would know God and pursue God. And that wherever he places you, you would be faithful to him. That you would place your faith not in yourself, your abilities, your credentials, your popularity, or anything else, but in the simple, plain, unadulterated, uncompromised gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. Our world is not aching for another superstar. We got too many of those. What our world desperately needs is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Make much of him. Make much of him.